Hey everybody, this is Deb Britt here again. This video is going to be about talking about the low glycemic diet and the glycemic index to give you a better understanding of what they are and why they're important when you are embarking on any kind of a weight loss plan. Now there's many ways to lose weight. This is just one of them. I'm not saying this is the end all be all, but there are a lot of benefits to a low glycemic diet, especially if you have diabetes. It's the diet that's used for diabetics in order to keep their blood sugars in check. So I do have some notes here, so if you see me looking down every now and then, it's because I'm checking my notes, because I just want to present these facts to you and not miss anything, so that you truly understand what I'm talking about here. Okay, and I don't want to give you any misinformation. So basically, the premise of a low glycemic diet is that carbs are not the bad guys. There are good carbs and there are bad carbs. Fruits and vegetables are carbs, so there's nothing bad about those. So there are many carbs that we should include in our diet for our health. The glycemic index is something that's used to measure the sugar response in the body of certain carbohydrates. A glycemic index does not include proteins and fats because they don't affect blood sugar, whereas carbohydrates do. And foods are judged on a scale based on a 100 score that is given to glucose, which is pure sugar, and how it affects the insulin response in your body. So sugar is at a 100. So the closer a carbohydrate is to a glycemic index of 100, the worse it is for your health. The lower the glycemic index score, the more positive impact it has on your body. And the reason that's important is that, let's put it this way, insulin is excreted or secreted by the pancreas in the body. And that's in response to the blood sugar levels that are going on at any given time. Insulin is a primary storage hormone, and what that means is that it controls how nutrients get into your body. When the blood sugar goes up, insulin is released to bring the blood sugar back down, storing it until there's a certain baseline is reached. And so you have a baseline of insulin or blood sugar or sugar in your blood that should stay very even. And our body responds to different foods by increasing blood sugar and decreasing blood sugar, and the insulin then responds to those foods that we put in our body. It's hopefully it'll make sense as I go along. And when the blood sugar levels decrease, your pancreas then stops sending out insulin. It's like a stimulus response system that your body uses to keep things on an even keel. So when there's a lot of insulin present in the bloodstream, your body is in what's considered a storage mode, which means it's not burning fat. So while your blood sugar is up, your body's actually using the sugar in your body and burns that for energy, because it's the quickest, most convenient source of energy that we have. So there's a good lesson there. You know, a lot of people, when you see them at the gym, either on treadmills or whatever they're doing, lifting weights, they're drinking these energy drinks, which is one of the worst things that you could do, because the glycemic index of an energy drink, like Gatorade, for example, is very close to 100, which is almost like just putting pure sugar into your body. And so while you're exercising, your body's burning that sugar instead of burning the fat. So it's kind of counterintuitive to trying to reach weight loss goals. When you eat a high GI food, your blood sugar rises very rapidly, and because then your body doesn't really know how much insulin to send out, it sends out a whole bunch at one time. And then what happens when that occurs is that there's too much insulin in the blood sugar, and the levels then drop below normal. And what happens then is that it creates cravings you feel like you're hungry all the time. So then you eat more, which sends your blood sugar back up again, and you have this up and down response, which is a very bad thing, especially when you're trying to lose weight. It's a vicious cycle. So in order to put an end to that cycle is why we want to eat foods that are low on the glycemic index. They're converted into sugars very, very slowly, so that there's not an overabundance of sugar in the blood, so the body actually uses or burns fat instead of sugar, and that's where weight loss can be greatly enhanced by choosing to eat low glycemic foods. One other interesting thing about this whole thing is, like, for example, if you eat a rice cake, that's fairly high on the glycemic index. But if you add something to the rice cake, like for instance peanut butter, because peanut butter is a protein fat and fat combination, it will actually lower the GI level of the rice cake by combining the two together, by combining a higher GI food with a very low GI food, which basically it's not even on the glycemic index, proteins and fats. By combining them together, you can lower the glycemic impact to your body, which is a very interesting thing. The bottom line is that the glycemic diet, a low glycemic diet, works. It's scientifically based, it's not a fad, and it can be very effective in attaining your weight loss goals.